Hello students, we are discussing about conditional probability. We have already solved some examples. One example from your exercise also. Today we will discuss about a very big theorem that is called multiplication theorem of probability. Multiplication theorem of probability. Yes, we have read the addition theorem, probability of A or B, probability of A or B, or probability of A union B, right? That was probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of AB or A intersection B. So what is that? Let us derive that multiplication theorem. You know, from conditional probability, we know the conditional probability? Yes. Let it is the multiplication theorem. Multiplication theorem. Right. Let E and F be any two events of a sample space S such that necessary S. So from conditional probability we know that yes, then probability of E condition F, right? Probability of E under the condition that F has occurred. That means probability, find the probability of E under the condition that F has already occurred. That is, probability of E condition F is equal to probability of E intersection F division probability of F, right? Provided probability of F is not equal to 0. Probability of F is not equal to 0, right? And this implies probability of E, yes, because if it is 0 then this is meaningless, right? And you see, in all cases we are discussing about probability in sample spaces where all the outcomes are equally likely, right? You know, equally likely, that means each outcome has equal chances of occurrence or they have the same probability, right? So probability of E intersection F will be what? Probability of F into probability of E condition F. Similarly, probability of F condition E will be what? It is probability of F intersection E by probability of E. That means it is probability of E intersection F by probability of E. Why? Because intersection is commutative. Intersection of two sets is commutative. A intersection B is equal to B intersection A, right? So probability of F condition E is equal to probability of E intersection F by probability of E, provided probability of E not equal to 0. Because if it is 0, then this ratio is meaningless, right? This ratio will be meaningless. So it is this, and this implies probability of E intersection F will be what? Probability of E into probability of F condition under the condition E. Right? So, in both cases you see, this is probability of E intersection F, this is also probability of E intersection F. In both the cases, it is this. So, we can write it is thus probability of E intersection F can be written as probability of F into probability of condition F, or that is also probability of E plus probability of F condition E. Right? Provided probability of E not equal to 0 and probability of F not equal to 0. And this is called your multiplication rule or multiplication theorem. Multiplication theorem. Now let us take three sets. Let E, F and G be three events of a sample space S. So what will be probability of E intersection F intersection G will be what? Let us see. Suppose this is equal to, we can write it is probability of E intersection F intersection G. E intersection F intersection G. Intersection of sets is associative. So we can write it like this: E intersection F intersection G. Now we can apply the multiplication theorem to these two sets. Suppose it is D and it is G. E intersection F is, suppose it is D, it is G. So what will happen? This is equal to probability of E intersection F into probability of G condition E intersection F. Right? Probability of G condition E intersection F. Okay? It is D intersection G. Probability of D into probability of G condition D. Now, this is equal to, what is probability of E intersection F? It will be probability of E into probability of F condition E. Right? Probability of F condition E into probability of G condition E intersection F. Right? Here this implies it is probability of E intersection F intersection G. Yes. This is the multiplication theorem for three events. Multiplication for three events. Provided here also you can G E intersection F E is not 0. Yes. So multiplication rule or multiplication theorem for three events. Here one thing we have to remember, instead of writing E intersection F, we may write probability of E intersection F, we may write probability of EF, E and F, EF, like this. And E intersection F intersection G, probability of E intersection F intersection G is EF. We can write by convenience, right? According to our convenience, we can write this as this, right? So this is the multiplication theorem. Let us discuss some of the examples of your book so that it will be clear. Yes, if E and F are any two events, probability of E intersection F. E intersection F means it is the event where both E and F will occur, right? Because E intersection F contains the common elements to both E and F. So if these outcomes will come, the outcomes present in E intersection F, they are favorable to E as well as favorable to F, right? So this is the formula. This is for three events, right? So let us discuss some of your examples, okay? Yes. We'll take the example of your book. Yes. Example 8. An urn contains 10 black and 5 white balls. An urn contains 10 black and 5 white. 10 black and 5 white balls. If two balls are drawn from the urn, one after the other without replacement, right? Two balls are drawn from the urn, one after the other without replacement, right? Then what is the probability that both the balls are black? What is the probability that both the balls are black, right? This is the question. So you have to answer. Yes. An urn contains 10 black ball and 5 white balls. We will draw two balls, but one after the other without replacement. There are two ways: with replacement, without replacement. Suppose the urn contains total number of balls total number of balls is equal to 10 plus 5. 10 plus 5, that is 15, right? So one ball can be drawn in how many ways? 15 different ways, right? So a number of balls favorable, let A be the event of getting a black ball in the first draw. Right. So what is probability of A? Now probability of A will be what? 10 by 15. It will be 10 by 15 because there are 10 black balls. So how many cases are favorable to us? If you will pick up one ball from those 10 black balls, then it will be favorable to you. So out of the 15 balls in the urn, only 10 balls are favorable to you, to the event, right? But total number of balls are there, that is number of balls is 15. So you can draw any one of them in how many ways? 15 ways. One black ball can be drawn in how many ways? In 10 ways. So number of cases favorable to you, total number of cases is 10 by 15, that is 2 by 3. 2 by 3. This is the number of ways we can draw the, this is the probability that the first ball drawn is a black ball. Right. Now once it is given in the problem that once we have drawn the ball, we cannot replace it again in the urn, right? So after the first draw, there are how many balls? 14 balls in the urn. If condition is there, both the balls should be black. So if the first ball is not black, then no question of obtaining two black balls. There is no question of obtaining two black balls because the first trial is not a black ball. So the two trials, there is a possibility of two black balls when the first is a black ball, right? So if we draw the first ball as a black ball, if the first ball is black, there will be nine black balls in the urn after the first draw. Right? First, if we draw the first ball as a black ball, we know that it is a black ball. Then for the second draw, there are only 9 black balls in the urn out of 14, right? Out of 15, one ball is already drawn. So there are only 14 balls, right? So yes, let F be the event of obtaining a black ball in the second row. The second row. Right. Then E probability of E condition, sorry, F condition E. F condition E is the probability of that the second ball is black when the first ball, the ball obtained in first drill is black. When the first drill is a black ball, what is the probability that the second ball is black? It is a conditional probability. If the first ball is a black ball, then what is the probability that the second ball will be black? It must be a conditional, because we are imposing a condition that the first ball is a black ball. So what is the probability of this? So probability of F condition E is equal to 9 by 14. 9 by 14. Why? One black ball is obtained. So out of 10 there are 9 balls. And all total out of 15 balls, one ball is drawn. That is total number of balls now in the urn is 14. So the probability of F condition E is 9 by 14. So you see, E is the event that the first drill is black. F is the event that the second drill is a black. So E intersection B. Suppose first drill is black, second is white. As it may come, or the first ball is like this, or first ball is black, second ball may be black. In several cases will arise. So we have obtained the conditional probability that the second drill is a black while the first drill is black. It's 9 by 14. Now these two events, E intersection F, probability of E intersection F. E intersection F, E is the event that the first ball is black, F is the event that the second ball is black. So E intersection F will be what? Both the balls are black, right? So both the balls will be black. That is probability of E intersection F is equal to what? According to multiplication theorem, right? Probability of E into probability of F condition E. That is probability of E was 2 by 3 into it is 9 by 14. So it is, you see, 2, 14, 3 by 7. This is thus the probability that thus 3 by 7 is the probability of obtaining two black balls, right? In this way, if we draw two balls, then this is the probability of obtaining two black balls. Let us discuss another problem. Yes, 3 cards are drawn from a pack of 52, well shuffled deck of 52 cards. Okay, right? This is 3 by 7. Suppose I will just discuss the problem. You see the question from your book. 3 cards are drawn. 3 cards are drawn one by one after the other, other without replacement from a deck of from a well shuffled deck, of 52 playing cards. 52 playing cards. Right. So let A be the event of obtaining a king in the first draw. In the first draw. ठीक है. Okay. A be the event of obtaining a king in the first draw. How many kings are there? There are 4 kings. In a deck of 52 cards, there are 4 kings. One king in the hat, 1 king in the spade, 1 king in the diamond, and 1 king in the club. Right? So, probability of A will be 4 by 52, that is 1 by 13. Because we can draw 1 card out of 52 cards in how many different ways? 52 different ways. Because we can choose any one out of 52, right? It is 52 and it will be 4. And after the first draw, if the first card is king, suppose it is A. Let B be the event of obtaining a king in the second draw. What will happen? For this, there will be 3 kings remaining if the first draw B be the event. Yes. What is the probability of B condition A? Right. B condition A means already A has occurred. 1 king has already been occurred. So it will be number 3 and it is 51. Out of 52, 1 is drawn. After, let C be the event of obtaining an egg in the third draw. Then probability of C condition A intersection B. What is this? A intersection B means first card is a king, second card is also a king. What is the probability that the third card is an egg? Right? It will be how many eggs are there? 4 eggs. As the first 2 cards are king, 4 eggs are intact in the back. So now it is 50 because 2 cards are drawn already. So it is 4 by 50. This is the probability that the third card drawn is an egg while the first 2 cards are king. Now, what is the probability that is clearly A intersection B intersection C, right? Is the event that the first 2 cards are king and third card is an egg. This is the event. So now probability of A intersection B intersection C. It is probability of A into probability of, according to the multiplication theorem, probability of B condition A into probability of C condition A intersection B. Right? This is equal to 1 by 13, 3 by 51 into 4 by 50. Right? Yes, it is 4 by 50. It is 2, 25. It is 3, 1, 70. Right? So it is 2 by 13 into 17 into 25. This much. That is 2 by 91 into 25. Right? That is 2 by, okay, you can calculate it. So this is the probability that we will obtain in this process.